the fourth wall.
What the fuck is up, everybody? It's John Escudero. I'm here with the boys, Nick, Caesar. We're here to talk about a sick-ass episode of AEW Dynamite. Say what's up to the people, fellas.
What's up? I totally don't have any sore throat or headache going on right now, boys.
I'm here.
I'm so glad that you don't, because that would suck.
Totally not sick at all.
Oh man, so what? Let's get right into it, man. What the fuck did y'all think about that episode of AEW Dynamite? Let's talk about that main event.
CEO.
Quite literally big business.
We had Willow Nightingale taking on Riho in what I thought was a great match. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was exactly what. It's exactly the match I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect it to be the main event. I still think that was like an odd decision. Like it was very Mercedes is here. We're going to do it just because Mercedes is here. Because it wasn't built like a main event leading into the show.
Especially with so many other main event matches.
Literally every other match on the card could have been a main event. So maybe I appreciate the subversion there. But it was good. They worked hard. They didn't let me down, and I didn't expect them to. Willow pulled out the victory in the end. She got jumped by Julia Hart and Sky Blue. They did the lights on, lights off thing, and on a show like this, I don't think you should have. I don't think you should have done that because you kind of set an expectation. It's like the end of the show. Why is this women's match closing? Maybe it's something more than the Mercedes thing. It was like, oh no, it's Julia Hart. I didn't have it. Excuse me. Mercedes fucking comes, saves Willow Nightingale. She stares down Julia Hart. That pretty much tells me all I need to know. Mercedes Mone, our next TBS champion. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm down.
Boss show championship.
It made sense. It made sense that they had to strap her right, like fast. But I didn't think I had mentioned myself that I didn't think the women's world championship was the right move. So this makes a lot of sense.
Especially so soon, you get to alleviate a lot of those pressures that come in there from, oh, hey, here's a big star. Let's give them that major title that everyone else has been working so hard for.
Could we see them tag teaming first? Or
I mean, that's exactly what's gonna. That's exactly what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a tag match at some point, and then Mercedes will eventually challenge for the belt. I assume. I would have liked to see Mercedes and Willow have a match, and I guess they still can down the line, but I didn't expect the team up immediately. I also didn't expect Mercedes going after a belt in the first feud. I was really digging the idea of gatekeeper Serenity or Britt Baker. I was like, okay,
that was what I was thinking. It was like the lights were going to go off, and then like Britt Baker spoils Mercedes night.
I really want Britt Baker back. I know a lot of people think like there are not a lot of people. It's a loud little bit of people that don't think Britt can keep up with some of the girls that AEW has right now, especially as the division keeps growing. They got Mercedes now. They have others, other women on the roster who can kill it. Toni Storm. The list goes on and on. But I don't believe that. I believe Britt Baker is one of the she's one of the better women characters on this show, and she added something to the show. So I really interested in when she's coming back. I wish I kind of knew what was wrong with her.
I've been keeping that quiet on the DL, and one of those things too where we see that this is all about the Monet. I just wanted to pop that up.
Wow, you were waiting, weren't you?
All about the Monet. I mean, it was a great way to end the show. Mercedes in the ring, bouncing around. She changed the outfit. She changed her outfit mid-show.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a boss. She can do that, right? I guess if you asked, right? If you were like, Mercedes, why would you change your outfit? She's literally gonna be like, I'm the CEO. Like, I do that. That's a good fucking answer, right?
All right.
Good answer.
Joins the elite. Let's go. CEO and the EVPs.
So we might as well talk about the actual debut portion of the event. Mercedes Mone arrives in AEW. They pretty much used the exact same CM Punk template. She comes out immediately to open the show. Brand new theme. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to it. I am not gonna lie.
Okay, can I get this off my chest before we get into this discussion?
On your chest, Cleveland Steamer.
No, this isn't. This isn't.
No.
This is on. If you know, you know. No, I was so glad they didn't take the New Japan approach and give her dancers. Oh my god, that's all I gotta say.
I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I actually think she could have. She can always use dancers. I believe anybody's entrance can be enhanced by a.
Why don't we have
giant number of
dancers? Why don't we have dancers?
Because I can't afford it. But she is the boss.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, they don't show up for the show.
Oh,
we had Jesus Christ. CM Punk over here. Anyway, getting back to the debut segment, Bailey was out there cheering on her girl. Now we know for sure that was Tamina next to her, and I'm sure that it was. Yeah. Tamina and Trinity were with Bailey there. Good idea, Robbie Vanilla. I'm sorry, I don't want to fuck your last name up, so I'm not gonna say it. Good idea, Robbie comments. Good idea to open the show with Mercedes Mone. Her promo was pretty interesting. I agree that she had a great promo out there. She basically spoke her mind. I imagine they would like go out there and say whatever you want, and she fucking did. She gave us a promo. I didn't know that she dropped out of school to take care of her brother. I didn't know that part of her life. That was really moving. It moved me. I didn't know that at all. So
also happy anniversary, Kevin and Ariel. I saw that sign in the front.
We don't fucking know, but good for them.
I don't know, but happy anniversary to whoever you guys are.
I love as well. Sick haircut on the boss too. I don't have no hair, so I get jealous whenever anybody does something with their hair.
Yeah.
No, fuck you both saying my ass. Get the fuck out of here, you two long-haired motherfuckers. Anyway.
You want some of mine? I'll email it to you.
She cuts a pretty emotional. Says,
New merch
I'm
available.
Here. Ultimately, she says she came to AEW because it's going to give her the opportunity to continue the revolution, quote unquote, around the world. She wants to work in other promotions more than just AEW. She wants to work in Japan. I'm sure she wants to work in Mexico. Who doesn't when you're a wrestler? I'm sure she wants to do the whole circuit. Maybe even go back to her original indie promotion that she mentioned by name out there in the opening promo. So very cool for her. It's going to be an awesome 3 years. I assume it's going to just be 3 years. I think like maybe she's going to go back to WWE like shortly after the contract. But she put that out there. So that's why I have that feeling. Like she said that herself. So I'm like, I don't know why you said that. Why would you say that immediately?
Even more money. Get that title of CEO. She's the actual CEO now. She asked who's the CEO of the Jaguars.
She ripped off her little skirt thing, and I was like, you know what? I don't know why she did it, but I'm glad that she did. Thank you. I thought that was gonna be her gear. I was like, that's crazy, but I'm down. It was not, unfortunately, for me. But anyway, it's good stuff. Her merch immediately. She's got merch. What do y'all think about this? I actually thought that was a pretty cool design on that sweater. I thought it was very different from the kind of stuff that AEW was putting out last year.
The gold theme, keeping it real, keeping it AEW.
So knowing now that she's going after the TBS championship first, I not gonna lie, immediately I was a little disappointed because I wanted her to have like a high quality wrestling feud first, because that's just my fandom. That's kind of the way I appreciate. That's what I like. But this Julia Hart match is probably not gonna. I don't know. Maybe Julia Hart had been improving. All right, I'll put that right out there. But and Mercedes is awesome, so maybe they will go out there and kill it, because Julia Hart had basically the best match of her career with Chris Statlander, and Chris Statlander is great. Mercedes is great as well. I think maybe they'll go out there and have a banger. It's just like, oh. I was so attached to the Deeb idea, I guess.
Here's an idea. What if they're putting her with the TBS belt because someone might be coming back for the main women's belt?
Well, I know it was a bad idea for her to go after the women's championship immediately, no matter what. Like, You can't just come in. You bring this big star into the company and just step on
CEO.
the things you were already doing. Like, I mean, in kayfabe, it
Especially the
sounds
big
cool. Like,
star that so many people associate with the other promotion.
right?
CEO.
She's coming in as a big, like, former WWE star. I don't think it's a good idea to have somebody like that immediately win the world championship on like their first night. I didn't even think it was a good idea for CM Punk to beat Hangman when he did. I thought he should have lost first and then won it back on a second attempt, just to kind of establish that this is AEW, you know, like we have developed far enough where our stars are actually just as powerful, quote unquote, or skilled or masters of their fucking craft that they can pin WWE stars as well. I just thought that was probably like a better you set a better example that way.
Yeah,
But
one of the things I really appreciate too is the fact that we set up about like 4 matches right at the end there. You got potential for a tag match, no, even 5 when you think about it, because of her one-on-one with Riho right before the match started. Then you got the potential for the tag match. You got her history with Willow that, you know, clearly they had that little face-to-face before they celebrated together. You got everything with her attacking Sky Blue and Julia Hart. There's a lot of options here, and it definitely seems like they want to just do anything and everything with her, and I support it.
I think that it's a logical move because they had these girls that they spent the most time developing over the last year, besides Tony Storm and just Tony Storm and Chris Statlander, because they basically had Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart as featured characters for like the last year separately, and then now all together in that one feud. And so now looking back on it, seeing how they're booking this, I see that this is what they were doing to prepare for Mercedes' arrival. But I don't think they did enough. That's just my small critique.
My critique is, where was Statlander when her girl was getting attacked?
I thought they were teasing like a split. I thought they were teasing like Willow doesn't want to do bad things, but Chris Statlander is willing to take Stokely's heel advice. But then on fucking, what is it, Saturday or maybe last Wednesday, she didn't take Stokely's fucking chain, and then she lost. And so so I'm like, I don't know what we're doing here. Now I'm just confused.
Even they don't.
But you know, Chris Statlander versus Mercedes is another great match that I'd love to see at some point. Cody Whitaker says, "Hey John, why are you holding the mic? Does the stand on it work?" I don't know if the stand works because I hold it to my mouth like I'm a fucking rapper or something. I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, what's up?
No, I just I like the way it sounds better when it's right here. If you can tell, right? It's a fucking Yeti, but it doesn't act like one. People suggested this Yeti microphone over and over and over and over and over again. I was like, yeah, this is a great idea. I finally buy the fucking mic, and you know, this is what it does. That's how it sounds.
That's the whole episode, folks.
There it is here. But getting back to the show, I thought this was a successful debut for the Boss. That was my opinion.
CEO arrived in Boston. And remember, too, here's the point. Throughout the rest of the show, this has been something that I say all of us have been talking about the last several weeks.
Yes.
The roster's immense, and they made sure to make a point of that throughout the show, that this is one of the best rosters they've ever had.
In the first hour alone, you have Mercedes Mone, Samoa Joe, Kazuchika Okada, Will Ospreay, the Young Bucks, Pac, Penta. Like, what the fuck is this roster right now? And how are they going to navigate keeping people on TV and not losing guys and not losing momentum?
And it was on cable. It wasn't on pay-per-view.
No, for sure. For sure. But I'm mostly just
Nitros.
I just kind of wonder, like, you know, like, it's a great thing to have all these wrestlers, but it's also like I've never been a booker, right? But I have played booking simulators. And I've been overwhelmed. Like, I've given up on booking simulators because they got too. There was an easier one to play that I was like, okay, this is fun, so I'll move on to the advanced one. But the advanced one is so detailed that I was like, I fucking overwhelmed myself. I can't even keep guys on the show. Like, I can't keep track of who's supposed to be on, who was on last week, who's in a feud. am not envious of Tony Khan's job now, having this kind of fucking roster and having to balance it. That's some
John,
scary shit.
John, don't worry though. I'm the master, as you might know, because I'm a 7-time drop the belt champion.
I don't, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit. Booking ain't easy. You're absolutely right, Robbie. Man, it isn't. I wouldn't want to be Tony Khan right now, honestly. It's a kid in the candy store, and you have to have the discipline not to eat all of it and how to pace it out.
He needs to stop eating his roster. Cannibal Khan.
Wow, we're doing that.
Cannibal Khan here.
I don't think we can call him that. Fucking sue us or something. Samoa Joe.
Tony, we love you.
Samoa Joe and Wardlow opened the show, and I thought, like, okay, that's interesting. What are we doing here? But then they went on to have like the most. You know what? Nobody sucked here, but they had a regular TV match, and Wardlow just got put out like straight up. And I was like, oh. I thought maybe he would get screwed or, Adam Cole or some bullshit, but he just straight up got choked to sleep by Samoa Joe. I mean, I love Samoa Joe, but I wonder what that says about Wardlow.
Like,
the company
is
right
the
now.
end for them, or do you do something at like Dynasty, or is this the end?
I would not do anything with Wardlow. He just lost like a chump. Like he just went down.
Thank you.
I mean, you could argue that he got a lot of the offense in the match, and that's great, but they fucking went like what 10, 15 minutes, and Willow just lost. I don't think it was too long. It was too short. There wasn't enough time to really get heat in and tell a great story. But you know what?
Yeah.
Skip.
It was fun for what it was as like a Haas match, though.
It was definitely a great Haas match. Like I didn't have an issue with the match. It was a great match, but it was a world title match, and it was Samoa Joe versus Wardlow, and there was a pay-per-view bout to determine the person who would be in this match.
With Wardlow defeating 7 other top wrestlers.
I'm saying. So I thought, I
can't help but just feel such a womp womp feeling now that Wardlow's Jets have officially cooled yet again.
He's one of their biggest failures, I think. There's a couple of bigger ones, much bigger ones, but he's one of that they had him in the palm of their hands, and I don't know what the fuck happened. Somebody was like, I did not plan for this. I had other ideas, I guess. And then by the time they tried to rebuild him now, look at the rest of the fucking roster. Like, Jesus, where does he stand on the totem pole now?
Right,
what's going to happen with
an Okada and Ospreay?
Wonder what's going to happen with the world title going into Dynasty then, if it's not with Wardlow. Or
motherfucker, were you watching the show? No. Swerve comes out like a fucking madman with a chain in his hand. Pissed off. Samoa Joe doesn't give a fuck. He rolls out of the ring, gets out of there. He's like, put Wardlow to sleep. I don't give a fuck.
Put the belt on.
I think at some point, I think he threw one of the Swerve had security guards. I'm pretty sure Joe kicks one off the stage.
Yeeted them.
Into the pyros. Right into the pyros.
But
where's Briscoe to press the button?
It wasn't. There wasn't anything really to write home about in this match. I think the Swerve's performance after was more interesting to me. He came out all freaked out. I'm gonna kill somebody.
Possessed.
He had the eyes, and it takes a special person to have those eyes of I'm going to absolutely, positively, unequivocally obliterate you.
It was awesome. And I can't wait to see the match. I guess they'll do Swerve versus Joe at Dynasty, but it's like, wow.
The belt
can we say too that Swerve had the eyes that Hangman should have had during the feud with Swerve?
He should have came out. Swerve looked like he wanted to come out with a different weapon, but they only allowed him the chain.
Gauge.
The chain.
Turner said we can't do these.
Sorry, put this down. He's like, I'm gonna kill it.
No.
From Darby's collection, no Swerve, please.
We cut to a segment where the EVPs do an interview with Alex Marvez.
Alex Marvez's face.
He's
looks terrifying.
He says Okada instead of Kazuchika Okada, so they fucking give him shit, and then Okada actually comes on screen and forces him to sing "Happy Birthday" with them. It was great. Okada's English is great, by the way.
Yeah, not the first time I've heard that either, which is pretty good actually.
Yeah, he said everything he needed to say. He made me laugh. I love these three together. I can't stress that enough. I just in the past, what is it, 2 week and 2 shows, they've done 2 backstage segments and now this one, and I'm just like, this is perfect.
This is the best
everything
one,
I
I'd
needed
say.
it to be.
This is everything.
They cut a commercial, come back, we go start the 6-man match, another match that could have been the main event, and I really swore this was gonna be the main event.
Honestly, 6 top stars in AEW.
I had fun with this match, but I had more fun just watching Okada and the Bucks
Just themselves
being fucking great out there.
Yeah, that was absolutely the best part of it. Because again, I say this every week. AEW is a variety show, and we got some amazing, dare I say, some sports entertainment, if you will, from Okada.
And it wasn't overwhelming.
properly.
It didn't feel like I was suffocated. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was suffocated with fucking sports entertainment. It's too much. I can't handle this. It felt great. As a matter of fact, there was this moment towards the end of the match. I thought where Okada, like this was my indicator that Okada's just really got it, man. Look at this sweat. Look at on the pinfall. He's gonna pin Eddie Kingston here, and just watch this sweat on this man. I had to mute that so we don't get. Watch him. Just come on.
Yeah, that's
I love him. He's
smooth.
Excellent. He's so fucking smooth. I removed Caesar and not the
fine.
video.
Quit. I'll go out to the
Incredible.
backyard and
There
cry.
goes Caesar. We weren't supposed to let you know this way.
Okada versus Eddie Kingston next week.
People are upset about this.
Is this the
Crown?
Are we doing this? Was Okada taking Eddie Kingston's championship already?
This feels like we're coming back to the big star comes in and takes the title off of the hard worker.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying with Monet.
exactly.
I was like, yikes.
Ooh. At the very least, Okada's been around for a little bit and had prior matches. Plus, it's Kazuchika Okada, so
I think Eddie Kingston would probably be more understanding of it, but especially since he's such a big fan of Japanese wrestling, and he definitely would understand the stature of Okada. But I don't. Again, it's one of those things where, like we mentioned with Mercedes, you don't really want to bury what you've been doing all this time. And I feel like
said, oh, go on.
No, I was gonna say I feel like they worked really hard and long to get to the point where Eddie Kingston was the champion. So it would be really soon.
I mean, look at the potential of Eddie Kingston in a short period of time having defeated and retaining the title against Danielson and Okada.
That would actually be insane. You'd be
emphasizing.
You'd set the world on fire next week, though.
So let's just say we got to next week and Kingston goes over. Does that burn Okada?
Depends on how they do it. Look at the fucking dog just moving around and throwing
Quick,
the whole
swift
screen up.
pin.
You're not sitting in front of the entrance at Dynamite?
No, I'm exposed. I'm actually in front of my house.
Literally in the front yard.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sitting at the entrance ramp. On the floor of the entrance ramp at AEW Dynamite.
There's not a crew behind you.
I'm embarrassed, and I'd like to say that I apologize on behalf of Dirt Sheet Radio
Good night.
for lying, for embarrassing my co-hosts.
Nobody ever does that.
I'm afraid you're going to have to resign right now.
No one lies on the internet.
Anyway, fucking Okada.
What was that segment?
I don't believe that Okada is gonna win next week. I think something's gonna happen, and
some pack. He's
some
gonna
maybe shenanigans, a time limit draw, something, because it doesn't make sense to me.
Okada at Dynasty.
Yeah, it's too soon. It's just too soon. Anyway, Will Ospreay comes out and cuts the fucking best promo I've heard all week.
Bruv.
Bruv chance, absolutely unhinged audience in Boston. Fucking great. Ospreay comes out and he basically says this match between him and Bryan is about who's the best wrestler on the planet. And he called back to when Bryan asked, I think it was I can't remember who did the interview with him either, where he mentioned like, I see these moves and I sometimes ask, is it worth it? And Ospreay turned that shit into a sick ass. Of course it's worth it, bro.
Restore the feeling.
This is awesome. He said, they say restore the feeling. I am the feeling. And I'm sure Daniel Garcia somewhere sneezed. Like, what the fuck?
Guys, remember me?
Thought I was the feeling.
Felt.
Does his dance.
So
He's attending the Daddy Magic swings right now.
Ospreay has such big star aura in this
Right.
company. Like he feels like a top star. There's so much. That's a thing about this show. Like every fucking segment felt like top guy in it. Top like
Yeah.
So it
all
flowed.
stars, complete stars. Jay White, fucking Ospreay, Okada, Mone, over and
Tony
over and over
Schiavone.
and over, back to back to back to back. There was like
Yeah.
no room for shitters on this show.
No.
There's no longer any room for you if you're not willing to die for this shit. You know, like, if you,
If you
like,
jump off a 20-foot ladder through glass,
if
get off the show.
you're not gonna go out there and have your very best match or your very
last
best
match.
performance every single fucking week, you're just gonna get overlapped. This roster is insane, disgusting.
Weren't we
Yeah.
on it?
And I'm so happy because again, throughout the show, they kept emphasizing that depth on that roster. Honestly, like I don't remember a roster with so many, like such a great mix of top stars, new and up and comers, even like some quality mid carders. Like the last time I think I remember a roster of this size and magnitude was mid to late '90s WCW.
Ooh.
You know what though? And
And the common denominator is Agent Barry Bloom.
Hey, listen, the guy is a fucking great agent. Either that or he just knows how to talk to Tony Khan really well, specifically. He's like, hey, Tony, you know what's up.
Hey,
I don't
Tony,
have to say
love the
much.
Jags.
I don't have to say much. We've seen the video reel. We've seen the highlight reel. His name is Kazuchika Okada, and I'd like to know what you think he's worth. The Ospreay, I guess talking about all three now, AEW has now debuted Okada, Ospreay, and Mone, and it feels like they hit a home
Nice.
run after home run after home run. How do you as a fan, right? How do you not enjoy this? How do you watch this? How do you watch Okada after Ospreay, after Mercedes, after Samoa Joe, after Jay White, after Darby Allin, fucking Riho, fucking Willow Nightingale, and then come and be like, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this
That was-
until I see the ratings tomorrow. Like,
Okay, stat nerds.
get the fuck out of here with your
Ooh.
fucking chart, you piece of shit. This is awesome. Like, I don't give a fuck who else is watching with me. I promise you. I
It's
don't
those-
give a fuck.
E-drones who want to be everything that the UFC fans were to them for the last 10, 15 years.
It's a part of that. Sometimes I don't feel like I feel like some of them don't take it seriously and they just act like it's sports. You know, when you shit on your sports team, like, your fucking Yankees stink. And
Yeah.
you know they're 27-time world champions, but you just say that because you're like, the fucking Yankees stink. I hate them.
Stupid.
They have all that money and
That's exactly what it is.
we don't. Like it's that shit. I don't get mad at it, but I laugh at it because some people do take it seriously and they're like, well, how could you enjoy that when only 800,000 people watched? I was like,
Only.
first of all, that's a flawed. That's actually not true. Like only 800,000 people watched. Potentially 800,000 people watched live. That number itself is probably lower than the true number, and then that also doesn't reflect upon how many people watched on DVR or watched it later.
DVRs,
Or
streams.
social media. WWE has 100 million subscribers on YouTube. Like 100 million fucking people are watching pro wrestling, but only 1 million of them are watching live on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of fucking there's a goddamn number. There's a word with a P that is fucked up, that it's completely slipped because I smoked a little marijuana earlier. Cut,
Yeah.
throw it out. Anyway, that's
Done.
the same kind of that's the same thing that's fucking you're saying with the 800,000. Just
That's the thing
imagine
too,
this is
is
1%, or I mean 10% of whatever the actual number is that people are watching.
yeah. I mean, look at too the comparison of this company's been around for about 5 years now, and then on
Thank
top
you.
of that, now having to deal with all the flack and stuff from people talking about a company that's been around for decades. It's got a history of several generations building up this whole big entity.
I'm saying even the fan base is multi-generational. How many
Right.
people watch because my grandmother watched, because my mother watched, I'm watching with my father. Like that's the kind of thing you're and not even fighting against, just trying to exist next to. Like that's
Dude,
the monster
that's
you're
like
trying to sleep
what
next to.
dude, that's like exactly what just happened with TNA. They've hit that point now where people can say, yeah, I watched that with my grandpa. Yeah, I watched that with my dad.
And the wrestlers
People
are
do
now
it.
on TV. Like you've got TNA babies on television now. Ospreay out there. Fucking who else? Swerve. There's so many people that emulate the guys that were in TNA 20 years ago. It's really cool to see. But AEW is 5 years old, and I never feel any. I don't never feel like I gotta defend myself or the company or for me watching it. But I do feel like if we're gonna talk about it, then I should bring up and address these kinds of people so that we never have to do it again, so that we can just continue enjoying ourselves while ignoring them. I want you all to understand that we understand that they don't fucking matter. You get it?
Preach.
Great shit. So keeping the show rolling after the Ospreay promo, we had Jay White versus Darby Allin. What the fuck, bro?
Darby, what is up, man?
He's
Darby, you gotta
Darby's
climb a mountain soon.
Darby's incredible. I would really be hurt if he doesn't come back. This can't be his last match. You know what I mean? Like there's no universe where this can be his last match.
That's why I was kind of surprised that they didn't make this the main event in that thing where that could have potentially been his final match.
mm-hmm.
Exactly. There was a spot where he absolutely fucking dies. I'm trying to make sure I pull up the right video on the apron.
Oh,
I said I tried to. I said I'd try.
Cut.
I didn't say I'd be successful.
I'm out.
Well, this has been a great show. Everyone, thank you.
The fact that he bounced too. The fact that he bounced.
Oh,
I'm in pain seeing that.
Give me 1 second, guys. Why don't you go?
Mississippi.
Why don't y'all talk about this
Dude.
match and I'll be right back.
Yeah, like Darby just doesn't want to have a working spine. Like 100%.
Does he have a spine still?
And this is, bear in mind, 10 days after going through glass, landing right on the ground. And people are always like, well, you mean even with a sugar glass? Who cares? There's still that impact throughout his back from it, no matter what. Plus, in hitting the floor.
My favorite still, and I might offend somebody probably saying this, my favorite still is when you hear people say that this shit's fake. I'm like, then you go jump off a 20-foot ladder through like a bunch of glass. You go jump off of a top turnbuckle and go through things. Then there's Darby, who does all this shit. And it's like, dude, do you not want to live to see 30 or whatever? Like, damn, dude.
And the reason I laugh there is I'm just thinking of all the stuff, even beyond just wrestling that Darby's done. Like I think about the video of him driving over his freaking house.
I've never seen that one. I might have.
Yeah, he's in like an SUV and there's like this big ramp set up and he just floors it over there. And I think they even did that again for one of his videos with Sting.
I could see it.
Sting. I'm gonna miss that. And the other thing too, like he's got like the Nitro Circus stuff where that his boy Swerve always accompanies him to. And like he just goes down with like the scooter, just like zooms just right into space.
Man, hearing you say scooter makes me want to go buy one and like rip around the streets in the summertime, and just like play Swerve's theme song and just cruise down the street on it.
All right, shout out to the Macklemore song about like downtown.
Yeah, actually, just remember that.
Chat, should Caesar get a scooter? Let us know in
Yeah.
the comments.
If someone thinks I should get a scooter, like one of those like push scooters, not one of those with like a thing.
Mike,
What's this?
absolutely. Yeah, his skeleton is adamantium.
There's not even a skeleton. You go on eBay, you'll probably find it right now.
It takes actual literal diamonds to be able to break the man's skeleton. Like, it's crazy.
Hey!
Whoa.
Back to lunch break.
Yeah, my daughter woke up and she's just screaming. I was like, "What the hell?"
That's what
yeah.
usually happens when I wake up.
That's
Me too, actually. What a coincidence.
Night Terror Squad,
understand.
represent.
Woo! We beating those night demons one at a time, baby. Fucking Darby's skeleton is made of adamantium. I get that because hilariously
Invasion.
Hilariously,
Entrance.
somehow, as crazy as he is, he's never fucking off for being injured. Like, he's got to be
Or
one of
Orange
the
Cassidy.
one of the least injured people in the company. What the fuck?
And he doesn't tape up all that much. I mean, you see him
tapes
with
up
a
enough.
kinesthetic tape. Yeah. Orange uses way more tape than Darby does, though.
Well, I mean,
Crafts.
he looked like he was dying, honestly. Anyway, did y'all talk about the match and the aftermath and everything?
No, we're talking about me getting a scooter.
We talked about a scooter, and then we talked about Darby climbing up the mountain and being just absolutely, completely unadulterated insane.
And his
No.
skeleton being on eBay right now.
Very
Wow.
true. I thought, first of all, great shot. Looks like something out of a TV anime or something. And
Anime.
then, yes, the end of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. It's for the best. Whatever they were gonna do, they clearly threw it away.
They screwed up.
it's-
They messed it up. Whatever.
I don't know if they.
I
I
feel
just don't-
bad if that's potentially what Darby's final moment in AEW would be.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Was
It's
getting
just-
literally dropped on the ringside area by Bowens and Caster.
There's no way. There's no way that's the way it's. He'll be back. Life isn't that cruel. It can't be. Fucking.
Dude,
I just love though that they were walking him out, and then they hear Billy go down, and then they drop him.
They threw Darby on the ground.
they did. They just stopped and
Threw him
turned
on the
around.
ground. Threw the rest
I
of the
missed that.
cake too.
I missed that
That's
song.
funny. That was the funny as hell. Billy turning around to take that headshot. I'm not like, I don't cringe at headshots or whatever, but they always surprise me now. Like I'd
In
say they pop,
2024, absolutely.
they pop me. They do. I don't want to see anybody get CTE, but it's a good old fashioned chair shot. Just always
Wham!
gives me, it resonates with me emotionally. Like, my childhood. But I'm okay with
brain
them not
damage.
doing it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, they need to bring back headshots. I don't think there are those people. I don't think I've ever seen like a group of
Probably
people
are.
that campaign for the return of head chair shots.
They have
to the head.
t-shirts made and everything.
Shot.
Unprotected. Move your hand, bitch. No.
Don't be a headshot like Nicholas said.
The ones that have to be like, you need to watch Funk and Foley at the start of the 98 Rumble, recreate that.
Don't
I
be
think-
a bunch of bitches.
Speaking of Foley, I'm pretty sure that the way we feel watching Darby Allin every week is exactly how people felt watching Cactus Jack in the early 90s. Just
Are we gonna see a 20-foot
willing to hurt
drop?
yourself and completely disregarding your own body for the sake of the sport, the art. It is I'm never not gonna respect Darby Allin. I don't know if I'd put a world championship on somebody like that, but I feel like out of respect for everything he's willing to do, everything he's done for the company, he's got to be world champion at some point.
At
Darby
least a
Cactus
thank you
Jack.
run. I'm surprised
Yeah.
you don't give him a thank you run on anything for him to take up to Everest.
I'm saying, he would have went up there with like the TNT title or something like that.
Lift up a championship title up on Everest. That's the shot.
That's a
Didn't,
pretty big win.
What mountain was it that JBL climbed? He planted a WWE.
The Money Mountain.
No, it wasn't. He planted a WWE flag on top of a famous mountain. I gotta look it up. I don't think it was Mount Everest. I feel like that would have been a bigger deal. I never would have forgot that.
Mount
But
Elbrus in Russia.
it's is it Mount Elbrus?
Elbrus or whatever.
Elbrus.
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 planted a
Mother Russia.
Mount Everest is a word. You know what? There is no Mount Everest. There never was. All those people who quote unquote died in Mount Everest just wanted to get out of their marriages. They just
literally, the truth is out.
It's all kayfabe. Mount Kilimanjaro was it Mount Kilimanjaro?
No, it's Elvis.
Elvis.
Kilimanjaro. That's for all
Elvis.
my Halo fans listening to this. Represent yourself. Let me know who you are in the comments, chat.
You get that one.
What
you
is
get that one.
that?
You get that one person. What's Halo?
I can't actually eat live. Thank you, Mystery Hand. I can summon food from another fucking reality.
Oh,
that was a plate. That was a plate of Popeyes that just
got it through the tunnel at the entrance. That's where you got it from.
Some of that.
That was a plate of Popeyes. I didn't mean to get you jealous, fellas. I'm
hungry. I better go and eat these Nutella biscuits. Ooh.
Son of a bitch! I go through all the trouble to hide the food from you all, and you taunt me with Nutella biscuits. You get the hell out of here.
Remember that time that like Greg and I both had the Nutella biscuits ready for the show,
and nothing. I'm sitting here with nothing. They don't even offer me. It's very simple.
Always offer. Here, this one's for you. This one's for the chat. Caesar. Here,
that was actually really cool. It's got a 3D effect that I didn't anticipate. What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Am I really touching things?
Anyway, actually,
we
okay.
Are literally kids.
I mean, I never matured past the age of 18. I'll tell you that much. I thought puberty would stop. Why can I? Why does? So Mike says it's for sure Mount Kilimanjaro where he planted the WWE flag. His picture that he posted is at Uhuru Pass. I might not have said that. I might not have said that right. Kilimanjaro.
But that like
end of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and unfortunately, it felt like they had something planned, something much larger planned beyond just the Adam Cole fucking up the maybe him being world champion right now, which is actually a crazy thing to think about. Adam Cole is supposed to be world champion right now,
but he's reading stories.
But when he comes back, well, I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do? He's injured. I refuse to engage in that kind of conversation. Like, oh man, Adam Cole should be, but motherfucker, like, what do you, Broken Egg? What do you even do?
And no one told him to jump off the stage either.
What is it with people jumping off those ramps? Tony just stopped bringing it. He's like, I'm not bringing these anymore. You wrestlers aren't responsible for stage ramps.
See these stairs? Use these stairs.
No.
Yeah, weren't there even like steps right there? He could have just.
Nobody needed to jump off the ramp. Right. He jumped to
watch me, Britt. Watch me.
Express urgency. And
which there's no ref too. He could have like slid through the ring, gone to the other side, and be like, "Come on."
That actually would have been cooler too. He just kind of slides all the way out.
Anyway,
it is crazy to me to think about Adam Cole having to have been world champion, because when he comes back, where does he fit? Like, where in that title picture does Adam Cole fit right now? Like,
nowhere.
Damn.
Yeah, remember too, when he got injured, like Ospreay was somewhat confirmed, but like Okada and Mercedes Mone and everyone coming in here was only just rumors and innuendo, as Conrad would say. But like, look at the roster, look at how many people have been built up since then. You've got everyone wanting Swerve to have the title, and there's a lot of competition there.
It's changed, man. It's a whole new company. I keep on saying that shit. Even, I don't know, man. Even watching tonight, just a visual of the fucking colorful stage and shit. It really feels like another show. It feels like we're watching a show in another galaxy, like, or some shit, or a show that takes place inside of my my HP Omen with the fucking RGB lights.
The show flowed really well tonight. Really well.
It was great.
I dig it. I had a great time watching Big Business. It flowed. I think that the biggest low was probably the Jericho Hook match.
Yeah,
but I didn't. It wasn't my fault. Like, I didn't get to watch the match. Admittedly, I was chasing my baby girl around, and she was really angry at me, and I was really angry at her, and we were arguing. She doesn't speak, but we were arguing. And I missed the fucking match. And lately, I find it hard to invest or care in what Jericho's doing. And this has nothing to do with the overall Twitter conversation around Jericho all the time. It's my personal feeling is that I can't invest myself emotionally into anything Chris Jericho is doing right now. It doesn't have meat. It doesn't have substance. It feels like he's floating around from wrestler to wrestler, just trying to find something for himself. And you know what? Chris Jericho's greatest asset, the thing that made Chris Jericho stand out amongst all other wrestlers and that made him a legend until now, was his ability to know when it was time for a break. He was known to know, like after a certain point when he developed enough fucking influence that he can take time off and come back, he would do so. Okay, this gimmick has run its course. I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to take 6 months off. I'm going to come back with something new. This Jericho right now is kind of performing through that lull instead of disappearing. I'm sure he will come up with something because he's great. Because Jericho is one of the all-time greatest professional wrestlers to ever live.
Right.
But right now, this fucking stinks. And now he's using the White Zombie theme, and it's like now you even took away the one thing that people still wanted to see when they went to the show. They want to sing Judas at least. And now they don't even have that. So
I think they just wanted to be cute so they could use the name Lion Hook. But I do see what they're trying to do here is just give another little bit of a rub to Sir Hookathan.
I mean, I get it. Like, I get what they're doing, but I feel like it's going to work against them because Jericho's in this place where I don't see anybody clamoring to see what Jericho's going to do next. I actually see people shouting in fear when their favorite wrestlers get involved with Chris Jericho now.
The Hook fan base in particular, but Jericho, I think also he wants to, and this is not me referencing any like Twitter X things, whatever, but he wants to associate himself with this big prospect who's really popular among the youngsters and especially the female demo.
Yeah. I mean, I think Hook should be involved in something a lot more significant than a tag team tournament. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck Hook is doing in a tag team tournament. Like, there's so many tag teams in this company.
Actual tag teams too.
Right? And then they beat one of the actual tag teams here.
I get that Sammy was supposed to be in his place, but Sammy isn't Hook. Like Hook is Hook. Hook would have worked better in his own thing than he's gonna work in this Jericho situation. Sammy is at least pretty established with Jericho. They feel like a tag team. They doesn't feel like Jericho's taking something from somewhere that could be better, But that's pretty much what I have to say about Chris Jericho, I guess. I
mean, that being said, though, going back to, again, the roster depth, though, it's crazy that we look at a roster that previously Jericho was one of the biggest stars, and a lot of people thought he was like the only big star. And now all these years later, you look at the AEW roster, and it's not just the Jericho show anymore. Like, there's a lot of top talent.
He did this. He helped do this. I don't think anybody should ever take away from that. Chris Jericho. People like Jericho and Moxley who came to AEW when it was just 3 letters. It took a chance on something that didn't exist yet. I feel like they stand above the guys who came in after it was established, who waited for it to become a thing to see if they could take the chance. So I understand their willingness to keep giving Jericho more and more because it's like, how do you not? He did this. He set the stage for this. But I also think we need to all step back and figure something out before just putting him back out there. It's fucking his legacy a little bit. It's kind of I don't like that. I think ultimately it'll be a forgotten era and it won't fuck anything up for real. But I don't like the way people are talking about Chris Jericho right now. I don't like the way I feel about Chris Jericho right now. I think he deserves better than this, and I can't put it on like it's the booking, it's the company, it's his performance. It's just this overall situation that you can't really get out of without disappearing for a little bit.
Bring back part-time Jericho.
Seriously, for a little bit. Anyway, he deserves the time off. Go rest your body. God damn it.
You're old. Tour.
Speaking
You're old.
Speaking of time
Whoa.
off and big stars, this has to be the first Dynamite episode in a while that didn't have either Moxley or Orange Cassidy on it.
Holy shit. I
got a
didn't even
point there.
notice.
Yeah.
Like, when was
Damn,
the last
that
time we
roster,
had an
man.
episode without either of the two of them?
You know what it is though, and it's probably a coincidence that it happened immediately like this, but Moxley and Orange Cassidy were literally carrying this company for a little bit with their performances and just being reliable and stepping in when they needed to step in. And they can finally breathe. These two gentlemen can finally go out, smoke a cigarette or whatever the fuck makes you happy, and just look out into the sunset and know, like, I did my job. I can take a second. They'll handle this for now. You know, Orange Cassidy, I'm sure, will do that anyway. But
Like a sloth style.
Moxley can finally take that vacation. Although Renee is at work now, so I don't
She
know.
is still. Fellas, I have to say, and I don't know if I'm pushing this, if anyone else want to bring something up, but this is probably the hardest choice for Megastar of the Night.
Yeah. I think I'll
the
go.
Last time we've had so many options.
I was gonna say I'll just go so that I can take the easy one, so you guys have to struggle.
Oh, whoa, no.
Boom, baby. I'm gonna say Mercedes. Mercedes Mone.
I'm just gonna chip my voice.
It's gonna be my megastar of the night because of all the obvious reasons. She came out, she made a splash, she made herself known. It felt like a big deal, man. It felt like a star walked into the company to me. I don't know how you guys felt about the Mercedes thing. Are we in agreement? Was that a positive thing for all of us? Or
I'd say so, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. I'm down.
did you like it though? I mean, if you didn't like it, you should say something.
No,
I like it.
We don't disagree with things here.
We should.
No, I very much agree with that one. What I also agree is, and this is me not saying this out of being forced to by any means, not just because of their title and the fact that they could pay a hitman, but I think we're all obligated to say that the Elite is 100% the true megastars forever, perpetually, 100%.
Make sure to say the right name.
Fuck
too.
yes, man. I like I said earlier, I love Okada with the Bucks. I'm very comfortable calling them the Elite. This doesn't feel fake. It feels like the Elite now.
They're having fun.
Like,
what up, Miguel?
I'm okay. What up, Miguel? Thank you for joining us. And if you want to see what we had to say about the rest of the show, whoop, take it all the way back to the beginning. Caesar, who's your megastar of the night?
If I'm not taking the obvious route of saying Mercedes, the other route I'm gonna take, the Ospreay. That's my other choice.
Oh yeah,
that's the way.
Like, he's so overly excited whenever he has these promos with Tony in the ring, but it's so cool, and the energy is so great.
He seems so genuinely happy to be here.
Yeah,
appreciate.
And then his matches are like 10-star, like over the top craziness.
I think because this is legitimate, like you said, John. This is where he wants to be, 100%. He's proud of being here,
bruv.
That
needs to be a shirt. Just one word.
It will be. I hope it's not just an uninspired. Like, I mean, I guess you might as well just do the Austin 316 thing. Just bruv on a black t-shirt. No, fuck not.
Bruv 316.
But honestly, too, like when I was thinking about this show, again, like there's so many top stars throughout the card, throughout the roster. And remember, for weeks, we consistently were saying Swerve, Swerve, Swerve. And it's one of those things where I almost forgot Swerve was a part of the show because there were so many top people on here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thank goodness, though. Like, I think Swerve, thank goodness he's so good. Thank goodness he's able to make sure he stands out in a crowded environment like this.
Absolutely.
You'll still see him. Like you said,
just give a shout out to, again, those eyes, because that just again stole the show, because that's a level of intensity that a lot of people can't just bring out like that. Like that takes some real acting chops.
It's gonna be the thing that allows him to be the world champion above a roster like this one.
Absolutely. He stands out, and he's
I'm just curious who his first feud be against. That's what I'm curious about.
I'm more wondering what the eventual Swerve versus Ospreay clash looks like, because those are your like that's your next world champ. Swerve is your next world champion. Ospreay after that, because fuck, that is Ospreay's
Wembley?
such a top guy, man. He's such a top guy right now. Like, how do you not
give him the belt at
crown him
Wembley, or-
world champion at Wembley? Like, I don't know if waiting until 2025 is the way to go. He's ready now.
2025.
You understand?
Especially because you need that, especially since we've lost Wardlow. All that momentum's gone.
Oh, I know.
So this Chris Statlander thing we were talking about is interesting. Apparently, her and Stokely were in the back when Julia Hart and Blue jumped Willow Nightingale, and they claim they were not. They got attacked too. They weren't able to help.
More than meets the eye here.
That bitch is lying. I don't believe you.
Julie made this up, just like how we kept canceling Willow's flights.
Did you
Stoolie
guys
wants
give
Willow?
Look at
That's
this.
what it is.
Did you guys give credit to the guy who sent you the pic? I think he's talking about the picture of Bailey. Sure. I saw, it's funny. That was me that posted the picture. I got it off of Twitter. Some secondhand account posted it. And I was like, oh shit, Bailey's there. And then like 10 minutes later, I go in the inbox because I never get a fucking notification for Dershi Radio messages. And I see that the actual person who took the picture sent it to us first. So I'm like, oh fuck. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry that happened.
All right, let's abridge that, and then we'll give them a shout out right now. And
I absolutely fixed it like immediately. I want to get their name too, because that was very nice of them, and I
really
definitely didn't mean to do that. Like, we certainly didn't, because the way they thought we fucking looked at the message, didn't even say hi, and just took it like Bailey's here.
Oh,
I was like, that's fucked up.
All three of them.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
So I'm definitely gonna go find your name right now. But
Antonio
right
Cristolini.
here. There we go. Thank
Shout
you,
out,
Antonio.
Antonio. Thank you.
You're the man. Thank you for that. Heel Statlander could definitely be interesting. I do love that they went through a whole she had to go through a whole character arc before finally accepting Stokely Hathaway as her manager. Because you can't, like, I understand, like, I'm sure somebody came up with the idea, like, what if we paired me and Stokely? And it's like, well, that doesn't make sense immediately, right? Like, how do we get there? And I appreciate that they went through the effort of getting there first, rather than throwing it together and being like, fuck you, that's gonna work. Because they've done that before. They've done that a lot. I look at the firm.
Yeah.
MJF's little group thing, right? But heel Statlander could be great because she has a lot of character. Like, if you follow her on fucking social media and you watch some of the backstage segments, and especially early Best Friends, like being the elite segments, Chris Statlander's got a lot of she got a lot of charisma in her own way,
I'd say a lot of untapped charisma too.
Yeah. She definitely could use the experience too. Like, if you put her out there to do this, I'm pretty sure she can get a lot better,
Right. It kind of feels like the Brad Armstrong thing, where like she really needs to like showcase more of that personality out there, and it depends too on like what they let her do and whatnot. I think Stokely's gonna do some silly stuff, and he's gonna show like, look at Willow out there with Mercedes. She thinks she's above you, and we'll team with her instead of you. Like, Stokely is gonna be pulling some strings.
Some shenanigans.
Yeah, some shenanigans is going to be happening.
Shenanigans.
I guess if I have to pick a jobber of the night.
Ooh, this is hard.
This is a hard one, but also because I already had the few minutes earlier where I talked about it, I'm going to go with Chris Jericho. Because he's like I just said, he's just in this really weird place right now where it's hard to care about him as a fan. So fuck Chris Jericho, job of the night, because you had the one match on this show that I didn't care about. Sorry.
Caesar, you got a choice?
Well, I could go the easy route like usual and just go with what John's saying, but Wardlow.
No. Oh, Wardlow, you fucking loser! Damn.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones I was looking at, but I also want to throw in the just the overall split of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. It could have been something where you have these forces uniting to go and fight the Undisputed Kingdom,
But they never did it.
They never did it. They never called them out. They never ran out during anything, and it's just like this felt pointless.
It was. It absolutely was. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, you might as well just unify the Ring of Honor and AEW 6-man belts to get something out of this. like, why not? I guess the fuck else.
Hey,
they
they like their million championships. I've been watching some of the Ring of Honor stuff consistently. It's been pretty fun.
Has it? I really feel bad because on the outside, I genuinely think it does look fun. It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like you have to watch it every week, but it looks like if you do watch it every week, you will enjoy yourself. You know what I mean?
I hate saying this, especially about Ring of Honor, but it's become one of those things where, okay, I have a little bit of free time. I got an hour. I'll just turn this on as background noise. And then I'm like, find myself watching it. It's still a lot of, like AEW Dark. Like you still got like Lee Johnson defeating people. Mike Seidel just came back after like 3 years.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, he's back on there, and they're doing the whole women's television title tournament.
I saw that.
I did see that.
The upset victory over Taya Valkyrie. I was really happy about that one.
I think that Aminata is going to do great in Ring of Honor for a while now, and people are going to talk all the shit. Why is she not on AEW TV? I don't think that she fits right now, and I think you're probably better off having her develop on Ring of Honor, where people will clamor for her to be on TV. Then putting her on TV in a position where people will be like, I hate what I'm seeing. You know what I mean?
Ring of Honor has been fun. We had the return of Danhausen for some of your comedy moments. And speaking of comedy, I love Johnny TV, Johnny Honor, Johnny Elite beating Dalton Castle for custody of the boys.
Oh,
that's so sad.
Saddest moments. In history.
How is he treating those boys?
Poorly, probably.
Have they followed up?
I haven't watched the most recent episode, but it was great.
Oh, okay.
It was
Watch
our
moment.
WatchROH.com. I don't think it's that anymore, but it used to be. That's like the old ad.
Honor Club, isn't it?
Watch ROH. I think it's Honor Club. Yeah, it's Honor Club.
Yeah, now it's Honor Club.
DSR.
We're using Mac's account, so thank you, Mac. Shout out, Mac.
I was using Max, and then I forgot the password, so that
you should have just asked.
Well, okay, so that's the thing too, is because so many people were using it, I think it kept signing me out on my TV.
I had it signed in on my phone, but I didn't get to use it as much as I wanted to. I haven't used it since they had that pay-per-view on it.
And then one coming up pretty soon too. Supercard?
Yes. There is a pay-per-view coming up on WrestleMania weekend on that Friday.
Ooh.
I'm not sure. Oh Jesus, my daughter is really angry in the background.
Me too.
Don't have kids because they'll ruin your podcasts.
Supercard of Honor, April 5th. I don't know if anything's announced yet for it.
Nothing is announced yet, but how crazy would it be for Okada to be on that card? Like he is potentially going to be the world champion by then. AEW putting Kazuchika Okada on the Ring of Honor show just because it's WrestleMania weekend? I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I can see it.
Tony's watching.
Get more eyes on Ring of Honor as well. Hey, throw Ospreay in there.
And it's a Ring of Honor show, so you could kind of put him in one of those random like, oh shit matches. Nobody's gonna think twice about it.
Just gonna watch.
I'm down. I'm absolutely down.
Let's do it.
So, I mean, that's us this week for AEW Dynamite. Another excellent episode. I'm enjoying myself. Wrestling is fun.
Yay!
Wrestling, it's fun again.
Pro wrestling,
fun again. More viewers watching the live stream this week than I think any other episode of AEW Dynamite Post Show Rewind that we have done.
Which we said the same thing last week, and now
thank y'all for that. By the way,
chat, you're awesome.
Yeah,
thank you, chat. Chat is always awesome. And thank you to all the new viewers. If you've never watched us before, you can definitely check us out again, usually without a crying baby in the background.
Best
Monday we stream immediately after every single major wrestling show of the week. Monday
Mhm.
after Raw, Tuesday after NXT, Wednesday after Dynamite, Thursday after Impact, Friday after SmackDown, Saturday and Sunday after pay-per-views. And sometimes we do watch-alongs. For our very next watch-along, our next watch-along is going to be WWE NXT Stand and Deliver. It's going to take place at noon on the same day as WrestleMania Night 1. So we'll do a watch-along instead of a post-show rewind because I do not want to spend my whole Saturday doing fucking podcasting. So
to any of my boys watching this, by the way, we gotta have a boys' night soon with all of that. Just saying.
Yes, yeah,
WWE
absolutely.
2K.
I just got 2K. It's very fun. I haven't gotten
We
to
should
play
all
as much
get
as
it.
I want to, but I've had fun.
So let's play.
6-man, us 3
I feel-
versus wrestlers.
I feel like those were my plugs. If you guys got anything you want to plug, let's get them out of the way.
I got quite a few things. Caesar, you want to go first?
No, I'll let you do the honors. Mine's short and sweet. I'll just
All
save it.
right. Oh, well, I get the full screen here.
Woo!
Welcome to the Nicaragua show. All right, so let me tell you, first things first, if you want to just, go and take some time to enjoy yourself with a little aromatherapy, make sure you go over to monk.com, monq.com. Use promo code DSR10. You're going to get 10% off your first purchase of Monk. So again, you want to enjoy a type of aromatherapy, boom, it's right there. Now, you might remember if you listen to our weekly podcast that'll be on tomorrow morning, that I used to promote something called the Cold Case Project. Well, that took a little bit of a hiatus, but guess what? It's back. So if you want to follow and listen to all kinds of true, make sure you go to YouTube and check out the Cold Case Project. That is my brother Tony's channel, and I occasionally help out and do stuff with that as well. Yes, the return of the Cold Case Project.
Cold Case.
I mentioned it earlier when I said Kilimanjaro. I am a Halo fan, as you could probably tell through and through. I mention it every week where I can. I love Halo, runs through my veins. And guess what? I'm going to be a part of Ruby of Blue's Halo mod project, and it's going to be Halo 2 rebalanced. I really enjoyed the first one, so go check that out and play it. It's on the Steam Halo mod workshop. And I'm going to be in the Halo mod showcase. I'm one of the voices on there. I'm not going to reveal just yet. Maybe if you tune in the podcast, I'll give a little hints, spoilers to that. But make sure you go check that out. It should be taking place later next month. I know they had to reschedule. It was supposed to be January. But yeah, go check out the Halo mod showcase. And if you are just involved in wanting to watch a little bit of Halo, just join me on Glitchmaster. That used to be a channel that I wanted to bring back to the fold and talk a lot about with Halo and different things like that. So again, make sure you go check out Glitchmaster. Go check out Ruby of Blue. I think he's streaming right now. He's doing a birthday stream developing this Halo 2 mod. And make sure you go monq.com, use promo code DSR10, and make sure you go check us out on the Delphin Pod podcast. Enjoy all of those amazing podcasts. John, would you like to speak more into those?
Yeah, definitely make sure you go check out the Delphin Pod podcast. Just Google Delphin Pod. They've got Revenge of the Sequel, Countdown to Skywalker, Revenge to Infinity. They're currently, I would like to say, they have an Oscars episode. They're covering the entire world of cinema. It's a beautiful thing. Go check out the Delphin Pod podcast. They are our podcast daddies. They pay for all this. Wonderful people.
Even the ramp.
They pay for the ramp. It's Delphin Con.
And the Popeyes.
And the magical Popeye's hand that appears from this fucking realm behind this world.
That was Mr. Delphin.
Thank you, sir. Thank y'all, though. Thank you all for joining us once again. Thank you to all our new viewers, and we will see you motherfuckers tomorrow night for our Dirt Sheet Radio flagship podcast. Not tomorrow night, tomorrow morning. Thank you. Bye bye.
Peace.